Hey peeps. All right, so on my last post, I was just let everybody know that somebody stole my Ciro Manchetti tarot deck. And thankfully, I actually have a more than one Ciro Manchetti deck. In both decks, I had a couple of cards missing. I'm not too worried about that at this point. I actually decided I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to get me a new Ciro Manchetti deck. But from here on out, if in fact this was some criminal operation where they were trying to take my tarot cards to use them to plant the seed of a crime, or to have my copycat use them to try to authenticate, her stealing my identity, whatever, from here on out, unless it's old videos of me, y'all, any video that has my old tarot deck, I have this tarot deck. This is the only one I'm going to be using from here on out. I did have the tower come out when I was shuffling just now, and then I also got the Six of Wands. I did report all of this to the feds and the Utah Attorney General, just so that they're aware of it. I also gave them the police report number that I did make. In commercial, I should say criminal jurisdiction, they have to have prima facie evidence. They have to have probable cause, and a preponderance of evidence is not the same. And so the officer agreed with me that I do have a preponderance of evidence, so I could take it to a civil court. I did let the girl know that I think it's her. I'm going to file a civil suit against her because it is more than 50% likely that she was the one who took my cards. Now, whether she took them for herself or she gave them to somebody else, I do not know. But just for a rule of thumb, that for now on, unless it's one of my old videos, every video from here on out, it's going to be this smaller deck. So if it's bigger than this, it's a stolen deck, okay? And then the other ones that I'm going to use... Actually, I'm not going to say the other ones that I'm going to use because at this point it doesn't really matter. I haven't been doing tarot card readings online for like a long time. I've done a few like pop-ups here and there, but it's just not something that I do regularly like online anymore. Now, of course, I read all the time, y'all. I be reading all the time. You should see these cards, man. Like, they are like, they've been shuffled to a mulch. That is how much I've used them. So they're an everyday thing for me, and that's why I know, like, I had my tarot card deck in my pocket. I slept with them in my pocket all night. When I woke up, I had them in my pocket. I went up in my room, I put them on my side table, and y'all, I have a roommate, okay? I have a roommate, and we actually share a room because we're in a program, right? And so she's in the room with me. And I'm pretty sure I left them there in the room. The only other possible place that I could have put them was on the kitchen table. And that does open it up to possibly the other girls in the house, like, messing with it. But the weird thing is when I came home, my roommate was sitting on the couch and she had a tarot card deck in her hands. Now, I looked at him. I knew it wasn't mine, but I thought it was interesting how she all of a sudden had a tarot deck, and I'm like, I've never seen this girl with a tarot deck, and she's been here for at least a month now. And then not only that, she's never mentioned tarot to me before. And if she did, it was very, very brief, like, oh, I do tarot too, like something simple like that. Like, we didn't go on about it or anything. And then later I ended up letting the housing manager know, and was like, I want you to search her stuff. And then I was sitting in the room having my lunch, and the girl, my roommate, came in and she's like, hey, I just got a message from so-and-so, the housing manager. And she said, you think that I took your cards? And she said, yeah, the cards that I have, these are my cards. I don't have your cards. And she's like, we have the same cards. And I was like, we don't have the same cards. And I'm like, how do you know we have the same cards if you've never seen my tarot cards, unless you did see them today? Like, how do you know what they look like, right? How do you know what my cards look like? And then how would you say she's obviously seen them before? So why would she say that we have the same cards when we obviously don't? I have a Ciro Manchetti deck. Hers is another one that has like the holographic, illustrations, not the Mystic Tarot hologram look, but it's a different one. I'm pretty sure most of you guys out there in the tarot community like know what I'm talking about. like which ones those are. I've actually used that deck before. I had one of the guys who was involved in the trafficking situation that I was in. He used those cards, and I actually used them for a while in some of my readings back in the day. But anyways, all of that aside, any videos that are posted from here on out, if they are bigger than this, okay, I want to give you some sort of size differential. Okay, and this is mostly just for the other ones were like probably twice this size, my other deck. So if you guys want to do some analytics on that for my analysts, okay, you guys will be able to tell that the deck that's being used in any other videos from here on out of anybody who supposedly is me or doing card readings or whatever, that you'll know that those are my cards. You'll know who's impersonating my character. You'll know who's trying to steal my identity. And then we also did have it documented with the city today that if my tarot cards come up in any crime, I will automatically be absolved because they already know what's going on. And so I'm not even worried about it. Y'all want to try to fuck around and find out? Be my guest. But they already know what's going on. They're aware of it. I have the IC3 moving to basically take surveillance and get all of their electronics, their communications and everything. They're going to be looking at their money. You know, did so-and-so pay so-and-so to do this? Because But it's not a surprise to me that it's my tarot cards that somebody stole, because those are associated with me and my persona. And so if somebody's trying to steal my essence or they're trying to copy me in any way, shape, or form, they're going to go for my tarot cards, because a lot of people know me based on my tarot cards. And I use those tarot cards a lot. And so for now on, if anybody looks like me, they're doing tarot card readings, they're saying anything similar to me, just be aware that those tarot cards, it is a larger deck than these. These are a lot smaller. I wish I could give you guys like a size differential so that you could actually see like the difference. But the other ones, they're a little bit closer to like an index card. Oh, sorry, we got a hermit investigator. I just pulled this one out of my box. Oh, my treasure box. But anyway, so they're about the size of like an index card, something like this. They might be just a little tad bit smaller, but roughly about that. So if we take this and we compare it, okay, we're looking at this, like a pretty big size difference, okay, relatively. Like for the index card, I would literally just take like maybe like 3 or 4 centimeters off and like around the edges, around the top and the bottom, and you're looking at like, you know, that size differential. So but anyways, I just want to put that out there for my investigators, my team, my spirit guides, all of my supporters in the spiritual community, so that you guys are up on, you know what? Sorry, I just got to move around a little bit. There we go. If I don't move around enough, they're motion censored. So, but anyway, so thankfully, you know what I mean? I had a second deck that I can go back to. You know, and I love the Ciro Manchetti. Like, you know what? I love tarot cards. Like, I love all these different varieties and stuff. But nothing beats Ciro Manchetti. Like, for me, nothing beats Ciro Manchetti. Like, the illustrations are just so key and on point for me. So, all right. I got a phone call. I'll be posting this here shortly. See you later.